life, fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 119 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is cream cheese cake, cheesecake, puddin'. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, we have a lot of things to do today. Some of them aren't even making the list. So, we're obviously going to do our daily affirmations, and I believe I have 3 weeks worth. I can't believe that. I don't know what happened. We're going to talk about dream anxiety, and then we're going to make a cake for Easter. And then I'm going to show you 3 simple arm moves that you can either do sitting down or standing up. Please ask your doctor for permission beforehand. Excuse me. My voice is going in and out, so it'll be one of those days. And then I have 2 books to discuss. The one we're reading now and the one we just finished. Ugh. Let me just tell you. All right. We're going to start with the daily affirmations because that's usually how we roll. Let me get a little drink of beverage here. Okay, so that didn't help. So we're going to be starting with March 8th. And it is, I am aligning with my passions and pursuing my dreams. The 9th, I am creating a life filled with happiness and fulfillment. 10th, I am proud of the progress I've made. 11th, I am trusting the journey and finding joy in every step. 12th, I am worthy of all the success that comes my way. 13th, I am embracing change. 14th, yeah, I can, wait. Wow, this one was really hard to find, and I make them, so that's sad. I am grateful for the lessons that life brings me. 15th, I am letting go of comparison. 16th, I am confident in my unique gifts and talents. 17th, happy St. Patty's Day. I am transforming into a better version of myself every day. 18th, I am free to be myself without judgment. 19th, I am creating a life filled with purpose and meaning. 20th, I am courageous and can face any challenge with grace. 21st, I am blessed with opportunities for growth and learning. 22nd, I am focused on creating a life I love. 23rd, I am consistently growing and evolving. 24th, I am confident in my decisions and trust my intuition. 25th, I am releasing the need for external validation. 26th, I am deserving of the life I envision for myself. 27th, I am grateful for the strength that resides within me. And today, the 28th, I am celebrating the small victories on my journey. Ta-da. Tiddy, ta-da, ta-do. All right, next, we're going to be covering what this all means. And that literally is what I'm making. But it just sounded kind of cute, like cream cheese cake, cheesecake, puddin'. I don't know, I didn't say it that way, so it didn't really come across that well. So, what I'm making for you today is called cream cheese cake. Not cream cheesecake. Cream cheese cake. Okay. And where the cheesecake pudding comes in is I'm making a layer cake today. Fingers crossed. And I'm going to be putting a layer of cheesecake pudding in between the 2 layers. So that's where that came from. Pudding's already been made. I made it like you normally make pudding. But I added a half a brick or 4 ounces of cream cheese, and I blended the crap out of it. You still see flecks of cream cheese, but it tastes good, so I'm fine with that. I just was trying to thicken it up a little and still give it more of that, like, cheesecake consistency. All right, so for the cheesecake, I did it myself. For the cream cheesecake, you need 1 package of cream cheese, room temperature. You need 3/4 a cup vegetable oil. I have an asterisk there. I'm using 3/4 of a cup melted butter. And it's been melted and it's been sitting aside so it doesn't mess with our eggs. 2 cups sugar, 3 eggs. Those are also at room temperature. 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, 3 cups of flour, and I weighed that, which is 360 grams. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons salt, and then 1.25 cups buttermilk, which I made by using 1.25 cups regular milk and 1 tablespoon plus 3/4 of a teaspoon lemon juice, or you can also substitute vinegar. And let that set for 5-10 minutes. Well, it's been sitting since yesterday, so I think I'm good. And then for the frosting, it's 1 cup butter, room temp, 1 package of cream cheese, room temp, 2 teaspoons vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, which I forgot to get. So you know what? I'm going to put this down here because I know it's going to come back to bite me in the booty. And 4 to 5 cups of powdered sugar, which I chose to do 4. We'll see how it goes. So you're supposed to grease or preheat to 325, which I already am, and grease a 13 by 9 inch pan. Well, since I'm making it for Easter, I'm going to have a little surprise for you that I'll talk about after we start making everything, because we got a lot to talk about. Okay, then in a large bowl, beat cream cheese until smooth, then add in oil and vinegar. Wow. Oil and sugar, don't add vinegar too. Add eggs one at a time, mixing in between, and then add vanilla. In small bowl, sift the flour, baking powder, and salt. Then mix dry ingredients into the wet just until combined. Gently mix in butter, milk, just until smooth. Then transfer the batter to prepared baking dish and bake 35 to 40 minutes or until toothpick inserted comes out clean. Allow cake to fully cool, and I have an add-on, which was the pudding. So I just wanted to remind myself in case I forgot to talk about it before. I have a tendency to do that. Okay, then in a large bowl, mix cream cheese and butter until smooth. Slowly add sugar, then add salt until fully combined. Frost cooled cake, and then refrigerate until ready to serve. Probably because of all the cream cheese in it and stuff. Okay. So, my surprise is that I'm going to make it into a bunny rabbit. And I have this kind of tinfoil throwaway pan that I got from the Dollar Tree in the shape of a heart. And what I saw online is that you take a loaf pan and a heart-shaped pan, and the loaf pan will be the ears, and you just stick them on either side like this. I don't know if you can visualize it right now. I'm trying to make it look even, and I get one hand. All right, look at the thing. There we go. So then the ears would be sticking up. You'd like basically cut this in half and kind of shape it into ears. So that's the surprise. We'll see how it works out. Okay. And then I'm going to show you right now, before I get started, I'm going to show you the 3 exercises that I am having you do. And I picked arm exercises because it doesn't really do too much to your legs, especially since you can sit down to do these. And you're not rotating your core if you have any back issues. You're not lifting up your knees for lots. Even though they said that it was knee friendly. I'm like, what if your knee really hurts? How is that going to be helpful? So what I did was I chose 3 arm exercises. And again, I beg you to ask your doctor if this is okay. So the first one is basically a tricep kickback. And you are, you can sit in a chair and do these. I can't demonstrate them in the chair right this second because I don't think you'd see me. I can try sitting on the bar stool. Okay. And so what you want to do is you're going to put your arms next to your sides, and you're going to kind of lock your elbows into like right around your waist. Then you're going to bring your arms up. You want to lean a little bit forward. Now, if you're sitting in the chair, you don't have to engage your core as much. But this is also a bit of a core engagement and a little bit of a back strengthening exercise as well. So then you bring your hands up to your shoulders, and then you're going to do this like this for 20 seconds. So basically 20 repetitions. If you do 1 a second, you can do it that way. That way you're counting and you're keeping track of your seconds. And then the other one was, again, you could be seated. So that first one would have looked like this, right? Try and pick a chair that doesn't have an obtrusive back like this one does. The next one is he just wants you to do like this. It's a good stretch. Now, if you can't lift your arms as high, do what you can. Do shoulder height. Do right here. Just a little bit of back and forth, or if it's easier to do both at the same time. Or if you don't or can't do over the head arm exercises, skip that one altogether. You would do that one for 20 seconds as well. And then lastly, I knew I was going to forget this one. So it was punch, punch, cross, cross. And you don't have to be super brutal with it, but you know, it'd be punch. And again, 20 seconds. Then you're done. Fun, huh? You got a little bit of energy going. You got a little adrenaline pumping. And we're ready to bake. And that one where you go like this kind of stretched out my lower back a little bit. Okay, so first things first, I'm to add, so we got the exercise. I didn't want to forget them. I really was worried I was going to forget about them. Okay, so we need to get our brick of cream cheese in here. And we're going to beat this until it's smooth. And again, I always use Neuchatel or light cream cheese, however you want to put it. I mean, you can always up your game by using regular, of course, or mascarpone is a nice added. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, they do not make these packages for people who have issues, especially when they give you like a lip that big. Like, how am I supposed to grab that? Come on, people. All right, so there's our brick of cream cheese, and it should be room temp. It's been sitting out since, I don't know, about 8 o'clock. Okay. Now, we're going to beat this till it's smooth, and I probably am just going to put you on hold for a second, because, I mean, why should you have to sit here while it's doing its thing, you know? Okay, on we go. Boop. Manual. Actually, it might not take that long at all, because it's pretty soft. I don't think I have to do too much there. Alright. I think I will do a quick scrape of the bottom, since this bowl is so deep. You know, that is one thing I meant to do. Order myself, because I think it was on Amazon. I might have been looking on Amazon. They have a shorter bowl. Plus, I need another one anyway, so I figured I'd go with the shorter one, so I'd have, you know, because this recipe, you need the mixer for both the frosting and the cake, so it does tend to help if you have a backup bowl to pour things into. Okay, then add the oil and the sugar. So this is our oil, which is the 3/4 of a cup of butter, and I melted it so it would resemble oil. I don't know. I just like the flavor of butter in cakes better. And I mean, why not flavor the whole process, not just, and I know there's no flavor to vegetable oil. I mean, I know that's the whole point, but, oh, and sugar. I gotta get I'm very snug over here today for some reason. I can't figure out why, but I couldn't remember what the other thing was I had to grab. Don't you like my holding? I use my skillet as my holding of my ingredients. You guys would enjoy that. Alright, so then this goes back on. I'm going to resume. And this is supposed to go, it just says then mix in oil and sugar. Does not say for how long. I'm going to assume until at least smooth or smoother, creamed, if you will. Smells pretty yummy. Alright. Now I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to do another quick scrape. Then we add the eggs one at a time. Each one getting mixed in between, but not over, just until all this sugar that flies up on the sides down. Hope you all have some wonderful plans for the weekend, whatever your preferences may be, religious holiday or not. Okay, and then the next thing was the eggs. So, crack this one in here. Oh, I still see a big old chunk of cream cheese. Gosh darn it. Let me resume this real quick for a second. There we go. Nope. It's kind of getting mushed into the side because it was so soft. Ah, I'm getting stuck. My microphone is getting, oh yeah, the whole thing of cream cheese is just sitting on the bottom. That would come back to bite us in the end. Come on, cream cheese. See, that's the only issue with doing that first. And not really being able to scrape it off until you add other things. You know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Now, let's do our first egg. I still got a big old thing of cream cheese right there. I can see it. But maybe the eggs will help incorporate that a little better. Resume me. Alright. That looks better. Might have overdone that one, but I was kind of still mixing from the fact that the cream cheese did get mixed in. Alright. This is a very pretty batter. I don't know how to describe that to you when I say that to you guys. It's nice and smooth. Oh gosh. I'm telling you what, is anybody else having issues with eggshells lately? I mean, I know there's been issues with the chickens. But I feel like, as I drop shell on the ground, like that's been an issue with me, like getting them open. Like they don't really crack. They're just kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Not where it makes any sense. Like they don't crack evenly, it just like kind of crumbles apart, and then you don't have a fully cracked shell. And then when you're separating, it really makes it difficult. Yes, I know, completely. I'm on my soapbox for a minute. I'm going to get to dream anxiety here for you in a minute. And talking about the books, too. Okay. I probably still do want to mix it a little more. I still see a good couple chunks of cream cheese. I did do a quick review of the last book I read before the dinner, which is one of the books that I'm going to talk with you guys today about. And I reviewed that and the dinner because I had finished the book, The Dinner, by then as well. And this book, I'm just telling you, made me a little angry. And if I could describe to you what that means, I know I can judge from the sidelines right now, but I definitely wouldn't have gone to the lengths they did to protect their child. Okay. All right, now we're to the vanilla, as I like to call it. And I think I did something to my locky things because they don't work anymore. Okay, so here's vanilla. Okay. It doesn't really say to mix it, but it does say add it. So I'm going to assume that's what they mean. Again, it's smelling super, super yummy. Okay. I think it's time for a scrape down. What do y'all think? Okay. As soon as I get this done mixing, I think I can discuss the books with you. I just don't want to have to keep going back and forth and say, I'm turning on the blender, the mixer now. Alright, I get to cheat because there's a little bit here. That's pretty yummy. Okay, I did forget to sift my flour, dry ingredients. I'm just going to do a quick whisk. That's basically all I ever do. Okay, so that has the 1 tablespoon of baking powder and the 1.5 teaspoons of salt in it. Okay, so after the vanilla, it says I then add the dry ingredients to the wet just until combined. So I'm going to just add a little bit at a time because that's how I've always done dry ingredients to a wet. But lately I've been reading these recipes where they just talk about just dumping the dry in, which to me gives you clumps. Or maybe it just happens to me because I'm, clumpy. Alright. I'm telling you, this batter is such a pretty color, and the texture looks great. I hope my little bunny, not my real one, I hope my bunny cake turns out the way I hope. I'm thinking in my head. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I forgot to turn it down. Oh no. Fun times. Good thing I didn't get too much out. Tall bowls too come in handy. Okay. Now I'm going to just scrape again because I just blew a ton of it up there. I was going to say, since I have it up, I was going to put more. But I'm thinking I want to mix a little more. I don't know, do y'all talk to yourselves this much when you're baking? Probably not. Alright. Okay. I keep forgetting my mixer came with like one of those little like flour funnel things. I probably couldn't put it in this pan, in this rectangle shaped, because I don't think it's this wide. You'd think I'd learn to keep it in like my pourable, like dry ingredient measuring cup. But now that I weigh it, I don't know why I don't remember to grab that down. Okey-dokey. And, ooh. One more scraping here. You know, I like to save all the goodies. I'm getting my mixer totally gross. wouldn't know I like clean it up every time. Alright. Let's see if I can get this last bit here. Okay, people. Let me turn it down. Oh, turn it down. I got a lot of flour in there that time. It's like, it's like, please help me. Please. Oh my goodness. Group chats, I'm telling you what. Okay. Now there's scraping this dough, I'm telling you. I'm so excited about it. I've never heard of a cream cheesecake. I keep saying cheesecake. A cream cheese cake before. Not unless we're talking cheesecake, of course. So this is all a new concept for me. And you use cream cheese frosting besides, so extra yummy. It tastes like a sugar cookie. Okay, then we're gonna gently mix in the buttermilk just until smooth. Okay, I don't know how, but I got a little bit of sugar on the roof lid of my. I can't get over how much that tastes like a sugar cookie. Okay, I don't know if my buttermilked, and how you tell. I'm gonna do probably half and half just so it doesn't splatter everywhere. I'm assuming that's why she says gently mix. Okay. Okay, resume. Down to 1. Now see, to me, this would have been one of those things where you alternate processes. So like, dry ingredient buttermilk, dry ingredient buttermilk, but end on dry ingredient or end on buttermilk, either way. I mean, seeing as how we're ending on buttermilk now, could have easily, so the sloshing wouldn't have happened, you know? By putting this much liquid in there at, you know, at one time. It can be kind of overloading to the dough, the batter, what have you. And you don't want to do that because I feel like it takes so much longer to get it back, if that makes any sense. All right, I need a good scraping here. And I keep catching my microphone on the handle of the burner, so hopefully I'm not turning the burner on. Okay, now I gotta do the last round of buttermilk. It just seems like so much liquid. I'm not panicking. I just know I feel like it's gonna be sloppy. Sloppy. Okay. Alright. Resume. Oh, there we go. And it's on 1. Gently mix. Alright, so I'm gonna let that go for a minute while I clean up this. Alright, so I read in a standard 13 by 9 inch pan, you get 14 to 16 cups of batter to fill that said pan. I don't know, that seemed like a lot to me. Because I was trying to measure out how I would pour the batter to get the same height on the ears as well as the cake itself, you know? Because this is more like I would say a 10-inch pan. And I picked the smaller loaf pan because Leo's got smaller ears, so I feel like we should represent the bun. Alright. almost too beautiful to eat. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I love cake. Okay. Now, I'm also going to try and be putting some of my cake decorating skills to ice the cake. I have none. That's the trick. So, I'm going to be experimenting here along the way with different, because I have one that makes hair, so I can do hair, make the white frosting look like hair, but do a base layer of the actual, just a flat thing of frosting. I know I'm going to probably have to remix this because I'm sure there's stuff sitting on the bottom. So what I want to do is not completely clean this off until I'm sure I'm not going to need it again. That out. So how you doing? Okay, how does this look? Oh my god, this dough is gorgeous. I can't get over how beautiful it is. Okay, so I just want to make sure I have enough for both containers, and I think this should come up higher. I don't know why, because I was thinking I wouldn't put any filling in between the ears, but I could be wrong. I might just layer both things. Okay, so I'm just gonna scrape all this off. There we go. Alright, come on, I'm making it worse instead of better. I just figured I'd get all this stuff off here too. I can't eat all of that dough. Maybe with me on that? Okay. Alright, one more good look. That is so good. It almost has the flavor. I know I said sugar cookie, but now I'm going to even say chocolate chip. It just does. It just has the taste of a chocolate chip cookie without the chips. Alright, so wish me luck here. We'll see how much it takes to fill this up. The other option might be just to make it look like the bunny's booty. I mean, I have a good amount of dough in here. I keep calling it dough. I don't know why. Because it reminds me so much of cookie dough. I just don't know if this is going to be enough, I mean, I know it's going to rise, but come on, you gotta come out. I mean, like, isn't that gorgeous? Like, comes out in ribbons. It's so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more in here. And I'm going to scrape the rest. I'm dropping it everywhere. Come on. Okay. Oh, shit. I almost flung that across the room. Alright, now the only issue is going to be cooking time because I'm using smaller containers. So I probably will check each thing after about 20 minutes or so and go from there. I know it's not going to be done in 20 minutes, but it'll give me a better guideline of what is happening. And hopefully this rises enough. Hopefully. Okay. There we go. Get off of there. Okay. And then the other issue is, of course, I got it on the side of the loaf pan. Yeah, I'm using my finger. Don't judge. I'm wiping. Alright, let me use mine. See if I can use mine. There we go. Whoop! I got most of it. Right? Here. Okay. And then I just want to take my offset spatula, I think. Or should I just wiggle it a little bit? I'm going to need it later anyway, so might as well grab it now. Alright, so let's see. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, we want to smooth it out so the top is smooth, right? We gotta make sure it's evenly distributed throughout the pan. There we go. Okay. Let me go over here to this guy, and we just kind of gotta go like that because the spatula is too long for the pan itself. There we go. Get in there. We don't need lumpy ears. Okay. I'm gonna have to wash these out, so I need them for the next round of things. Alright. Sorry, I'm making lots of noise here. Oh. I'll come back and it's just, I might take a quick pause just to gather my stuff here. Alright, but we're going to put these guys in. Okay, so wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Schmiggle. Okay, so you go here. And hopefully, yep, that works. You go in. Okay. So I'm going to set it for 20 minutes. We'll probably check it after a bit. I'll turn on the light. Alright, and now I'm going to put y'all on pause so I can get cleaned up a little bit and check these darn messages. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I've got everything cleaned off and the frosting starting now will be mix the cream cheese and the butter until smooth and slowly add the powdered sugar and then add the salt until fully combined. I don't know why. I don't really understand those instructions, but whatever floats your boat. Why can't we add the salt to the... I'm just going to do it the way it says. Stop yelling at me. Alright, so since we're not going to really get too much of a reprieve from the blending, I thought I'd talk about the two books that I'm reading now. 1 cup is 2 sticks of butter. Just verifying for my own sanity. So... before I read the book I'm on now, Magnus and I read a book called The Dinner. And I'm not sure if I have read you the back of this one yet. I don't remember. It's been 3 weeks. A lot, happens. Okay. Should have had those unwrapped already, but oh well. Okay. We're just beating this until smooth. Whatever that takes. Beating it into submission. Okay. There we go. Woo! So much for the butter being room temperature. I'm going to keep it on a lower just so I can talk. think this is going to take a minute. Just turned it up. Okay. So, first one is called The Dinner. And it's a novel by Herman Koch. Here it is. I'm not sure I read it to you. I'm not sure I remember now. Every time I read the back to you, I'm reading it for the very first time. Okay, so now that I've looked at the back of the book, which I didn't realize was actually read, I have not indeed. I've been trustworthy on that, and I have not read it. This is actually a book that's written in Dutch and has been translated. Okay, it's a summer evening in Amsterdam, and two couples meet at a fashionable restaurant for dinner. Between mouthfuls of food and over the scrapings of cutlery, the conversation remains a gentle hum of polite discourse. That happened faster than I thought. Okay. But behind the empty words, terrible things need to be said, and with every forced smile and every new course, the knives are being sharpened. Each couple has a 15-year-old son. The two boys are united by their accountability for a single horrific act. An act that has triggered a police investigation and shattered the comfortable, insulated worlds of their families. As the dinner reaches its culinary climax, the conversation finally touches on their children, and as civility and friendship disintegrate, each couple shows just how far they are prepared to go to protect those they love. And this enraged me. Okay, first of all, they don't tell you the couples are actually, the two men are brothers. And the one brother, I believe he's the older brother, is a famous politician and is running for prime minister. And the other brother, Paul, you think is the good guy because he starts out saying, oh, we hate to even meet with these guys. They're just, they're the worst. They have to be seen. You know, everywhere they go, they get the best tables, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like Celebrity. And they make it out like the politician is the horrible human being. I'm just going to tell you, not even close. The stuff oh my God. I don't want to give it away because it enrages me. And yet it's well written. Don't get me wrong. It's a well written book. And I did want to keep going back and reading it, hoping Paul and his wife Claire would turn out to be just misguided people who, you know, just need a break because they're under the pressure of hanging around the famous political brother all the time. I don't think so. Horrible people. Oh my gosh. And while I can't say what I would truly do if my children were this horrible, I'm talking horrible children. But I would say, and I've told my children this, and you can ask them, if they've done something illegal, I'll be the first one to turn them in. Judge me if you want. Okay. And then the other one we're reading is called The Marmalade Diaries. And while I find it pretty cute, the premise is pretty cute, and I do believe this guy, Ben Aitken, is actually, the story is about him. I'm not sure it's a true story. Oh, it is. Sorry. I didn't even read that part. The True Story of an Odd Couple. So it's about Ben being a caregiver, moving in with an older woman who's widowed and who starts to caretake for her as much as she will let him. And as much as he feels like an alien in her house. My couple things I really find annoying is it's written in the diary format. So by daily entries. So it's very kind of choppy. And I mentioned that in my review. Did I not bring out I got my spatula clean. I just forgot to grab it or dry it first. Okay, so catch up with us. I think this is book 19. Could be book 20, Magus. I don't know. What do you think? He's napping right now. He's not talking. definitely showing me his feisty side in the past little bit. Trying to see what he can get away with. I'm not having it. He's getting a lot of timeouts, which he's not happy about. But, oh well. I'm not happy to be a chew toy, so we're even. Okay, so after we do those two things, cream the butter and the cream cheese together until smooth, we slowly add the sugar. Now, I saw a recipe for Russian buttercream that instead of using sugar, uses sweetened condensed milk. They say it helps to use it when you are decorating cake. And I'm finding my powdered sugar is very staticky. I buy it in bulk. I'm not sure if that's the one I get at Costco or if that's the one I get at Sam's Club, but it came out of the bag and it just went flying though, like those little styrofoam balls. I'd never seen anything like it. I was like, what is happening? It just started going like everywhere. And I'm like, the more I poured or like slowed it down, the more it just flew out of the bag, didn't touch the container, and went directly up into the air. I was covered in it, and I was like, I have no clue what is going on right now, but this has never happened before. Alright, we might need to spin it really. There we go. All of the butter and the cream cheese and everything were sticking to the bottom. And that's the first thing that the powdered sugar did, was essentially just get stuck to the bottom where all the cream cheese and butter was stuck. So yeah, that was my experience, because I filled all my, I dump all my stuff into airtight containers. And what I've been reading is they say you should still leave it in the bag and then put it in the airtight container. And I'm like, well, then I have no room. I know it makes no sense, but in my head it did. And I was trying to, eliminate the plastic. I actually wish they would put them in paper bags, like the flour and stuff. I actually like the idea of putting the flour and things in a cloth bag. Like back in the day, they put them in cloth bags, and then they heard that mothers were using those cloths to make their kids' clothes, so they started putting them in like floral bags. I thought that was such a cool idea. See, like this powdered sugar is sticking directly to the. This is not working. This is not working. Okay. I don't like how the powdered sugar is just adhering to the bottom. Like, how is this gonna work? Okay. Ugh. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. This video is gonna be the longest just because I can't get this stuff off this spoon. I'm like, we're only making one thing. Okay. That's still good already. Okay. Maybe it's because I've been putting it in with this thingy down. Who knows? Who knows? It's so weird. It's all sticking to the one side of the mixer. It's so crazy, but I'm not going to scoop. I'm just going to dump. See if leaving a good portion of the frosting in the bottom of the pan. Alright, you get the gist, right? I'm going to put you on pause. I'll be right back. All right, so here she is in all her glory, beautiful. I just don't know if I have enough. Which is to say, it's supposed to be for a 13 by 9 inch cake, and I don't feel like I have enough for a 13 by 9 inch cake. Let alone my smaller version, which I have now put on for another 10 minutes. I don't know if I'll decorate while I'm on air with you, just because between letting it cool and doing actual decorating might be kind of intimidating, at least for my first time. But maybe I'll take pictures along the way and post those, just because it's going to be a while before I can actually decorate, because the cake is supposed to fully cool, and it's not even done yet, and I'm pretty much done as far as actually baking. So I put the frosting in the fridge. I'm not sure if that was the appropriate thing to do, but I figured I could bring it out back down to room temperature faster than leaving it sitting out, and it kind of, I don't know, separating, if you will. Okay, so do I recommend the Marmalade Diaries? Yes and no. There are some cute things that happen in this book that I find really endearing. While the old woman is kind of set in her older, mature lady, we'll call it that, is set in her ways, she's finding that she's like, well, maybe I am being kind of on the selfish side, or why didn't I ask him about this, that, or the other thing? But it's got to be intimidating for an older woman to be living with, I think he says he's 26, I think, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. But that has to be intimidating for an older woman who hasn't lived with anyone in a while. I mean, she's been on and off several different caregivers, I think, if I remember correctly. None of them actually women, actually, there might have been one. And she might have left, like, right after she got there. But it's a cute book. I like the premise. And while I understand why he wrote it in diary form, because that's how he was writing it, as it was happening on a daily basis, and it probably translated really cute initially, but like I said, it's very choppy. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you all about was dream anxiety. And this goes back to not the dreams you have at night while you're sleeping, but yes, you can have anxiety during your dreams, but I'm also talking about the anxiety of, I gotta get this done. It's gotta happen. Why isn't it happening? What am I not doing that's supposed to be happening, that I'm supposed to be doing, that is gonna make this dream a reality, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you have to kind of, psh, psh, psh. That didn't work. Psh, psh, psh. Because you gotta slap yourself back to reality. Like, if you're one of those people that it happened to, just plain pure happenstance, congrats. But I also feel like when you don't earn it, it is somewhat of a, not throwaway, but I don't know how to put it. Like, maybe you didn't know when this happenstance happened that was your dream, and maybe you just wrote it, just let it flow, and it happened. Like, you did something one day, say, like, we'll take baking cakes for example. Say one day you baked a cake, you really had fun, the cake turned out great, it was delicious, and you realize that you like making cakes for other people because it makes you feel happy. All right, so that was 30 minutes. And we're still pretty pale. And I don't know. I'm going to double check. I'm going to give it 5 more minutes. So maybe that was never your dream. Maybe that was not even on the radar. Like, you wanted to be a pharmacist or a stockbroker or a nurse or whatever, farmer. But my point is, like, maybe this happenstance wasn't just a happenstance. It was like, hey, wake up. You're missing your career opportunity here. for whatever reason. Maybe you're really good at it and you never knew. You know? These kinds of things fluster me because I keep saying when I grow up, this is what I want to be. But it has fluctuated and changed. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to be truly until I was 38 and was really enjoying fitness and thought, why not get paid to do what I love to do anyway, that I'm doing for free to myself? And why not make others feel better about themselves? Not even losing weight, but just getting out there and getting energized and taking care of your brain and that kind of thing. It just came out of nowhere after I had my youngest. I was just not happy. My body just felt yucky. Not that I don't feel yucky today, but a different kind of yucky. I just felt uncomfortable in my own skin. Although this is repetitious of what is happening now, but for different reasons. And I can honestly tell you it felt different. This is actual pain. That was just, I don't know, unhappiness with my own image in the mirror. And maybe not being as healthy as I truly felt that I always wanted to be and always strived to be. And at different times in my life, on and off, tried to eat healthier. I don't think I was ever really on a diet because none of those seemed to intrigue me. I didn't think you should eliminate everything and eat like one meal a day all day long. Some of those were super crazy. You know, like you should only eat grilled chicken and broccoli like for all your meals. So those kinds of things, I don't know, just off-putting. Like, I wanted to enjoy my food. I didn't want to just get through it, you know? And while that's what food is for, is to help us exist, it also should probably be nice if it tasted good. So this is where all this came about, that I wanted to make things that were more dessert-oriented, that were better for you. And while I teeter-totter back and forth between healthy and unhealthy, or healthy and less healthy, I try to switch it up because that's what moderation is all about. But the anxiety about getting to where I need to go just keeps amping up and amping up and amping up. And I'm wondering if people who have their dreams come true, or their life goal happen, or however you want to put it, I don't want to just say it fell in your lap, because that's not always the case. What did it feel like? Like, were you this anxious? Like, was something big about to happen, and that's why this anxiety is like almost making me want to vomit up anxiety. That's how, like, intense the pressure has become. And so I was wondering if other people who are in their dream position now have felt or did feel or what have you, and if we could work it out together, that'd be great. Because and while I'll work it out in therapy, I really like other people's feedback, to be honest. All right, let me check this out, because it doesn't say what the color of the cake should look like. And from the pictures I remember, I don't think it was too dark. Too dark. Nope. Still pretty wet. Alright, so now that was 35 minutes. So now we're going to do 5 more minutes. And it might take longer. I don't know why. If they're in smaller containers. Oh, that's so good. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. Is just to get the sense of, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I just supposed to be riding this anxiety, or am I supposed to be feeding it into something more productive towards said goal? Like, yeah, never mind. Anywho. Alright, the other thing you want to be doing is following me on Facebook at Kristen Haas, Kristinhass. On Instagram at The Best Blessed Life, and on Twitter /X at The Best Blessed Life, spelling life with a 1 instead of an I. I think I'm going to put you on pause because we're probably getting over the time frame I even wanted to be. Yep, we're right at an hour. Gosh darn it. All right, I'm going to put you on pause and we'll come back and I'll show you the cakes, and from there, it's top secret. You got to follow me. I'll be right back. All right, they're done, I think. We'll find out for sure. But here's the little one. And then here's the big heart. Ooh. Fantastic, right? The little one cracked for some unknown reason. Oh, you know why? Probably because I couldn't smooth it out like I could smooth out. And now they sit for as long as I need them to. I might even decorate them tomorrow. I'll keep you all posted about how that works out. All right. I think that about covers everything. Leave your messages in the comment section. Let me know what you think about dream anxiety and what triggers it for you or what keeps it at bay, whatever the case may be. I think that about covers everything. Enjoy some books. And with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up quick because we're already into over an hour. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Keep watching. I'm going to keep getting better and better. Big things are coming. I feel it. And with that being said, I want you guys to have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching.